What's good, everybody? Man, it's that boy LT back with a whole nother video, man. We got playing the biggest villain. They're calling Trae Young the biggest villain in today's game. I do not know why, and I want to learn because I do like Trae Young. I don't see why anybody would hate Trae Young. Trae Young is the guy, you know, that came in the game, and nobody seemed to like him, and I don't understand why. This dude he come in with a chip on his shoulder. He like, look, y'all thought I was going to come in and be bummy, but I'm about to show you I'm about to come in and be the greatest player you've ever seen. I need the chip on your shoulder. If the chip ain't on your shoulder, then how do I know you're going to really do what it's got to be done? But we're going to go ahead and check this video out, man. Make sure y'all leave a like, subscribe to this channel, and turn your notifications on. And if you're new to the channel, man, go ahead and leave me a comment, say you new, and I'll make sure to show you some real love in the comments, bro, because that's what we do, man. You all family. It's all love around here. But let's get into this and see what's going on.
Because it portrays its best players as heroes. And where there are heroes, there must be villains.
Exactly.
Here's how Trae Young became the NBA's newest supervillain, and how his hate compares to some of the most hated players in NBA history. How Trae became the NBA supervillain. There are 5 major reasons why some people can't stand Trae Young. Some of it because of Trae, and some of it is completely out of his control. It all started during his college days at Oklahoma. At first, Trae was extremely underrated. He was playing great, but because his school was primarily known for football, he received very little media attention. However, when Trae started dropping 30 and 40 regularly, leading the NCAA in scoring and assists, ESPN started up the hype machine. It was Trae Young this, Trae Young that. You couldn't listen to any sports show that didn't mention Trae every 5 seconds. And guess what? Some people got sick of it, and we don't blame them. Trae was a great college player, but to little fault of his own, he was way overhyped. The opposing fans hated that this little guy
Way overhyped. I don't know. I can't say that. I can't say way overhyped because Trae came in. And what is it? He on his 3rd year now, 4th year. He done took them to the playoffs twice, man. The Hawks was garbage. Let's be honest, pure D garbage before Trae Young got there. So for somebody to say it was all hype, I don't know, man.
Guy was getting all the attention, and because he was usually destroying their schools, Young
Exactly.
got booed in almost every arena. When some fans discovered Trae had a bird phobia, they even started bringing giant pictures of birds to distract him. 3 months later came the NBA draft and the infamous Young Doncic trade. When the regular season started, all those who already hated Trae Young were licking their fingers. Trae was playing horribly, missing shots, not existing defensively, and generally struggling to find any rhythm on the court. On the other hand, Luka played spectacularly, and the Hawks GM looked like the biggest fool on the planet. But then, Trae got better. He adapted to the speed of the game and started making shots. Towards the end of the season, he even got into the Rookie of the Year conversation, and all of those who talked trash about him being a bust had to eat their words. With every great game and eventually becoming an all-star in his 2nd season, Young was rubbing it in their face even more, which surely didn't sit well for those who disliked him then. As he was blossoming into a superstar, Trae started to pull superstar moves with the referees, complaining and milking for fouls. Trae also used to jump forward a lot to hunt for free throws, which, in all fairness, was disgusting. But Chris Paul, Curry, Harden, and plenty of others were doing it as well, and we're glad that the league changed that rule for the 2022 season. Some fans didn't like Trae shooting threes from 35 feet, and some trash.
Hey, but if he 35 feet, if they go in, they go in. If they go in, they go in. What do you mean they didn't like it, bro? If it go in, you can't be mad at it, bro. Let that man shoot them 35 feet, man. Like Shumper said, if he gonna shoot 30 feet, we'll let him have that. Shoot. Until they start making them. And then you like, I don't know what's going on.
Trash talked his defense.
Y'all better stop playing with
However, the real army of haters weren't even on board yet, and Trae got the most of them in the first playoff series of his career. It's quiet as F in here. In the 2021 playoffs, the Atlanta Hawks played the New York Knicks, who enjoyed their first playoff berth in 8 years. Trae would make sure the Knicks remembered it well. He hit the game-winning floater in Game 1 to cap off his 32-point, 10-assist performance. As he was walking towards the bench, Young shushed the Knicks fans, saying, "It's quiet as F in here." Oh boy, did they hate him in the Garden after that. For the remainder of the series, the Knicks fans booed him, cursed him, mocked his hair, and one fan even spat on Trae. However, Trae loved the animosity, and he fed off it. Their trash-talking inspired him to play great, and he wanted to add even more fuel to the fire. After he made the three-pointer that sent the Knicks fishing in the deciding Game 5, Trae bowed to the New York crowd in a true Reggie Miller fashion.
Hey, oh, if he a villain, bro, I'm loving the villains these days because Trae Young is just different, bro. When he bowed, when I saw that on TV, I said, yo, Trae Young, and yo, he coming with everything. And then he did that little, when he did that, yeah, I said, yeah, Trae Young different, bro. Trae Young is actually one of my favorite young players.
Almost 30 years after Reggie made a choke sign towards Spike Lee, New York found another Knick killer in the form of Trae Young. And just like Reggie, Trae is almost universally hated amongst all Knicks fans. Some 6 months after he knocked the Knicks out of the playoffs, Trae used this when he appeared at a WWE event in Madison Square Garden. Arriving in a Hawks hoodie, he played the heel once again, as the entire arena booed the hell out of him. Villain legacy. The most absurd thing about the Trae Young hate is that some people don't like him because of the way he looks. Young has that Christian Laettner quality of looking smug after a big play. People who hate him say that his small frame paired with a baby-faced look makes it seem like he shouldn't be good at basketball. Iverson was small, but he was cool.
What do you mean he shouldn't be good at basketball because he got a baby face, bro? Baby face assassins are always the coolest niggas on the court. What are you talking about? When I see a nigga with a small baby face, I'm like, bro, he gonna cook us. He's about to cook us.
Cooler than everybody and had swagger for days.
Yeah, he did.
Trae kind of looks like your polite next-door neighbor who's good at math and can name all of Jupiter's moons. And people are pissed that a guy who looks like that is busting their team. But then there's also the antics. Trae is known to do a shimmy after a big shot, and he sometimes grabs his shoulders and shivers,
cold in this
mimicking his...
Hey, it's cold in this bitch, and I'm gonna keep dropping. I'm gonna flood it down. It's cold in this bitch. Tell him, Trae.
His nickname, Ice Trae.
Ice Trae.
So when the smallest guy on the floor beats you and then rubs your face in it, oh, that's gotta hurt. Kobe Bryant loved to be booed, and he liked to be arrogant towards the fans to spike their hatred. Some people feed off negative energy, and if Young is anything like Kobe, he'll keep being a jerk to opposing fans.
That
the
yellow
NBA's
Hawks
most hated.
Bro, that yellow Hawk jersey was so cold. Hold on, bro. I ain't even a Hawks fan, but Jesus,
Anything
that
like
joker
Kobe,
was cold.
he'll keep being
That thing right there cold. That thing peer pressure.
a jerk to opposing fans. The NBA's most hated. LeBron James has been hated on for years on end, and Skip Bayless alone has been hating on LeBron for over a decade now. He finds new ways to undermine him almost every day, despite LeBron being one of the greatest players ever, and you can argue that Skip's entire career is based on hating LeBron. Now, Trae Young doesn't have that kind of notoriety yet, but he could if he keeps on shushing opposing arenas in the playoffs. Basketball is a sport where emotions run high, and there's plenty of passion and drama throughout the game. So naturally, it's easy for fans to fall in love with heroes and be full of disgust for the villains. For example, take Christian Laettner, who was hated more than any other college player in history. People didn't like him for various reasons, either for being a good-looking dookie, because he was winning all the time, or the swaggy way he carried himself on the court, which many perceived as arrogance. ESPN even made a 30 for 30 titled "I Hate Christian Laettner," where various players, coaches, and fans described their reasons for hating this guy's guts.
I'm gonna have to check that video out, because I don't even know much about Laettner, bro, but we're gonna really figure out why
the biggest reasons for hating players is free agency and trades. Free agency can be heartbreaking, especially if your superstar leaves for another city. Vince Carter got absolutely trashed every time he went to Toronto, ever since his gruesome tanking and forcing the Raptors to trade him. After LeBron's decision in 2010, he was despised everywhere but Miami, and KD's move to Golden State made him the state enemy #1 in Oklahoma City.
See, the only reason why, okay, look, I want to make this very clear. I do not like KD for moving with the Warriors, but bro, I don't blame him either. I don't blame him, because in today's era, it is not about being it's not being about your team. It's not being, oh, I got drafted here, I'm going to play my years here and win. It's about just winning. And that's what everybody talks it down to. Man, you got to have these rings. No, that's not what made Michael Jordan the best. Michael Jordan was the best because he stayed with one team, won all his rings there, defensive players there, offensive player of the year, MVPs there. Everything was at that team. He made that team basically a dynasty by itself. It doesn't matter about the championship. It's not, well, it does matter, but it just doesn't matter as much as you put weight on it. So I hate the fact that he did that, But I don't blame him for going, because in today's era, it's not frowned upon. It's not frowned upon to leave your team.
Then oftentimes, players get hated on even harder during playoff battles.
Exactly.
Reggie Miller wasn't very welcome to New York due to his beef with Spike Lee and the nickname Nick Killer. Kobe was hated because of his arrogance and success against pretty much any franchise. Everybody loathed Bill Laimbeer and Bruce Bowen because they were dirty players who deliberately planted their feet for somebody to turn their ankle. People also hated Dwight Howard because he was acting like a diva. Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler for being too loud and annoying. Karl Malone for elbowing people in the face. And sometimes, the fan hate isn't even related to basketball. Just look at Chris Humphries, who was hated for being married to Kim Kardashian and looking like a trust fund privileged golden boy. With Trae Young sharing so many character traits with some of the players we just mentioned, especially Kobe and Reggie Miller. Other than Russell Westbrook and James Harden, Trae is one of the most hated players in the NBA
I didn't even know people hated James Harden.
Young has all the qualities of a great villain. He's smug, he's cocky, he can clearly handle the pressure, and has the game to back it up. Plus, when an entire fan base hates you because of one playoff series, you have some serious supervillain.
Bro is enjoying the whole bit of that, bro. Like, look at how he smiled, bro. My man smiling like, bro, look, y'all don't mean bro, y'all don't mean nothing.
Plus,
look at this man, bro. He a whole homicidal maniac, bro. He a homicidal maniac.
Fan base hates you because of one playoff series. You have some serious supervillain potential.
The red ones is nice too. Alright, man, that's the end of this video, man. If y'all guys did enjoy this one, man, make sure y'all leave a like, subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications on, leave me some comments, man. Trae Young is one of my favorite players. I hope y'all guys did enjoy this one. Make sure y'all say Trae Young in the comments down there for me one time, and man, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Peace.